Hi everyone, my name is Imelda, and together with my group member, AVIANNA and Siti Zubaidah, we will be presenting on the investigation of poisoning incident via the risk analysis and its contributing factor. So for this assignment, we will be using the hierarchy analysis. So what is HIRARC stand for? So it's stand for hazard identification, risk assessment, risk control. So here is the flow chart of the hierarchy process. So the hierarchy process started with the classification of the work activities, followed by the consultation, identification of the hazard, risk assessment, and last but not least, the implementation. So when we investigate the poisoning issue, we started with the classification of the work activities. So here is our finding. The task involved will be the drug injection work for the backworm treatment, and the duration started from 10th of August until 30th of August. The location will be at the palm oil plantation in Johor, and there were 3 workers that involved in the task, but only 2 workers were affected. The equipment used for the task will be driller, the injector, and the sealer. So the type of material handled by the workers is class 1B pesticide. So after we did the classification of the work activities, we do the consultation. So we consulted with the relevant health and safety representative in identifying, assessing, and controlling risk. And next, we consulted directly with the employees and drawing on their experience and knowledge on the hazard. So next, after we did the classification of work activities and consultation with the expert and with our employees, we start our hazard identification. So the purpose of the hazard identification is to highlight the critical operation of tasks, that is, those tasks posing significant risk to the health and safety of the employee, as well as highlighting those hazards pertaining to certain equipment due to the energy sources, working condition, or activities performed. So hazard can be divided into 3 main groups. One is health hazard, second one is safety hazard, and the third one is the environmental hazard. So based on our hazard identification, we only can find one hazard, which is hazard due to poisoning, which we can classify them as a health hazard. So on the 2nd September 2007, around 8:30 p.m., 2 foreign contract workers that were complaining about headache and vomiting after applying pesticide to get rid of backworm through the trunk injection. They were sent to local clinic and later admitted to the intensive care unit of the Sagama Hospital on the 3rd September for further treatment. The 2 workers affected were the trunk injector and also the sealer. The workers had injected the trunk of about 100 trees. The possible cause of the poisoning hazard is listed in the figure 1 in terms of man, material, management, and also methods. So here is the fishbone structure of the poisoning hazard. So we started with the man. So men representing the workers. So based on our investigation, the workers not following any safe work procedure, lack of personal hygiene, and lack of safety awareness. And next factor will be the material. The CSDS was not made available to the workers, and it's also lacked information on the specific PPE while handling the pesticide. Okay, the third factor will be on the management. There were lack of supervision by the management and also lack of safe work practice, and the supervisor also not familiar with the use of the PPE or respirators while doing the task. And the fourth one will be the method. They do not have a SOP to follow, and they have no proper PPE equipment used during the task. So all of these factors contribute to the poisoning incident.
Thank you, Imelda, for the presentation. So I'm going to continue on the risk assessment of the hazard. As we know, hazard is having a close relationship with the risk. The risk is a measurement to analyze and evaluate the hazard. So in this, there are three processes, which is hazard identification, risk analysis and risk evaluation, and also risk control. Based on case 1, there are few processes during the trunk injection procedure. So first, the driller will remove bark from the palm tree oil around half a meter from the ground level. And then during a motorized, he will drill a hole in the clean area. So this is the hole. And then the injector will inject 10 millimeter metamidophos. And finally, the sealer will seal the hole with the soil. So this is the seal hole. So from this picture, we can see there are proper PPE for driller, for sealer, and even for the injector. The injector need to use more PPE comparing to the other person. So from these cases, we know that there is lacking in information about the specific personal protective equipment to be used. There is no record indicate that they has received any PPE. Even this worker were not trained on the use of respirator, and the supervisor also not familiar with the use of respirator. So what is the hazard? If this worker not use the proper PPE. So for the driller itself, it might be he will get the eye injury. So by the debris during drilling process, injury while removing the thorn, and then injury while using the drill machine itself, and musculoskeletal condition, upper back, or psychosocial disorder, because tiredness. They need to achieve 1,000 trees in only 21 days. So for the injector, the potential exposure to metamidophos, we know that it is a dangerous chemical, such as from major spill, direct inhale, and eating. It can cause a few health effects like nausea, dizziness, confusion, and even death. So this person also have risk on the musculoskeletal condition if it not used the proper way on the good position. So for the risk analysis for the sealer, he also have potential exposure to the methamodophos, but not as severe as the injector. This might happen while closing the hole with the hand. Okay, he will get insect bite while touching the trunk, and also this musculoskeletal condition, upper back and lower back pain. So for the other possible risks, there might be fallen bunch, animal attack, snake and insect bite, and even infection disease such as malaria, leptospirosis, because palm oil got mice. So that's all for me. Let's continue with Avi.
Hello everyone, my name is AVIANNA and I'm going to proceed with our next topic, which is the risk control. Okay, what is risk control? Risk control is a set of methods which firms evaluate the potential losses and take action to reduce or eliminate the threats. It is a technique that utilizes findings from risk assessment, which involve identifying the potential risks in the company's operation, such as technical and non-technical aspects in the business, financial policies, and other issues that may affect the well-being of the firm. In this case, we are going to mitigate the risk control for our hazards based on our own case study. Next slide. Okay, why should the hazard control use in workplace? Okay, this is like a popular question. Okay, the employer is always obligated to exercise due care and is in charge of taking all the possible precautions under the individual circumstances to prevent the injuries or any events, any uh, dangerous events in the workplace. Hello everyone. The next slide is how we control the risk and hazard. Okay, here we have the hierarchy control, which is our main steps in the hierarchy control is the elimination. In this elimination step, we are physically remove all the hazards in the situation. Okay, second one is the substitution. What is the substitution control? Is we replace the hazard with another steps or another things that are more safe than compared to the previous dangerous situation that we have. Okay, and then the third stage for our hierarchy control is engineering controls. What is this engineering control? Okay, this engineering control is literally we isolate the people from the hazard. For an example, there is a worker that cut cut his finger in the simmer. Okay, in the simmer machine. So we're going to control the hazard by engineering control by make uh, a change in the machine uh, in the under the engineering control in the engineering control ways lah by isolate the people from the hazard. Okay, the third one is the administrative control. What is administrative control? Administrative control is we change the way how people work. Okay, and then our last and final solution is by wearing a PPE. Okay, how PPE can control the risk and hazard is by wearing the PPE. It will protect the worker with the PPE that we provide for our worker. Okay, everyone. The last part is the our hierarchy template. So this is our hierarchy template. As we can see, we have our the activity listed, the activity that are carried out during the working hours. Okay, such as for example, we're putting the activity that are the workers carried out for based on our case study, such as applying the pesticide through the trunk injection. Okay, we're putting the type of hazard. Okay, for example, we can see the hazards that are they are facing during applying the pesticide into the trial injection is the not following the safe work procedure. Okay, from that we are classifying the type of risk control that we going to apply to control the risk and hazard, which is AC. What is AC? Okay, AC is stand for administrative control. Okay, from we have the details in on the right side, which is to make sure all our workers are following the SOP and attend the training provided by the management. Okay, so uh, uh, to the other the right side, we can see after the details of the control risk that we're taking is uh, who is who is taking this action. Okay, for the first situation, we are assigning the management, the HOD, the head of department, the workers, and supervisors. Okay, to make sure everyone is following uh, the SOP. And then we have the assigned date, which is in January 2023, and then the status, the current status, which is it is continuous. We are this activity and this risk control is continuous and will be carried out until will be keep on carried out so that we are working in a safe environment. Okay, finally I will conclude all of our presentation for today is by carry out the high rank and risk assessment. It will provide the initial understanding of which areas need the most attention and which can receive less, and then so the usage of this system will minimize the risk that workers facing during working hours. Thank you. That's all from us, and Happy New Year.